Good evening. I am cutting this video quickly before the sun goes down. As promised, I wanted to get a video in for you for today, which is Wednesday. And I really wanted to jump in and say hello. My name is Kyla. You would have seen myself and Amelia welcome you all into the group. So I'd like to welcome all the new members and those who have joined in the last couple of weeks. So to start off with just a little bit of housekeeping, we had an incredible event this month in May. It was all about social media with the House of Social. Alexandra was amazing. Just the vibe was really good, and hopefully we can carry that on. Those who don't know me, so my name is Kyla. I'm a career and business startup coach. I also consult for large companies here within HR and do a lot of their leadership coaching and training. Some shifting sands happening in my business at the moment, as it always does. So I'm quite excited, and to see what happens for the rest of the year for myself. So this group came about, if you don't know, last November. I created a little meetup on meetup.com for really mums in biz. When I was going back to work after Mackenzie, who's my second baby, I was really struggling to find a networking event that I could go to and that I could feel really comfortable in bringing her to, because between, obviously, as you know, if you're a mother within this group, sicknesses, working with clients, trying to get clients, networking and all sorts. I found it a real struggle. Then she was sick and I couldn't go to networking events. So after I came back from the summer break, I was down in Australia for 6 weeks working with a training company. I thought to myself, why don't I just take the leap and open a meetup for myself? I say this a lot at the networking events, and those who have been coming are probably sick of hearing me say it, but it's one of those things that when you do something new, you have that fear and you're just unsure whether you should sort of go for it. But I'm here to tell you, go for it. It's changed, my life, my business has really changed in the last sort of 6 months, to be honest with you. I've been in business 6 years. Getting online within the last sort of 6 to 9 months has really changed my business. I've met incredible people. So, if you can go to networking events, if you can network online, just do it. So we're not here to talk about networking. If you're looking for the networking webinar, it's a few webinars back, but we are here to talk about productivity. I don't know about you, but with if you are in the group and you are based in the Middle East, we are full swing into Ramadan now. So the work hours are a lot shorter. The thing is, with a lot of us, myself included, not all my clients are here. Actually, a lot of them are based outside the country. So they really don't get the concept of short working hours. So, it's really been sort of a struggle and an educating sort of their mindset as well, and them, being flexible. But things must soldier on. But there are a few things that I do, not just because it's Ramadan, but just in my general day-to-day life to help me with productivity. We all want to get more things done during the day. We all want to crush our goals. It's the highlight of every month, isn't it? To write down your goals and what you're going to do for the month. So I've got about 5 tips here. I've written them down so I don't go off track. I happen to do that. I like to talk. So let me just go for it and share some stuff with you, and then I'll sort of wind up at the end and give you an update of what's coming up in the next couple of months with this Mums in Biz group. So actually, if you don't know, this Mums in Biz group, the actual Facebook group has only been open for around about 2 months now. So we've had an incredible response, and it's really just growing organically. So it's really nice. Okay, so the first tip, number 1, I get up before the sun. Well, I try to anyway. No, I do. I get up at least an hour before my kids, because it is the time in the day that is the quietest, that I can, really sit and do some things that I want to do without interruption, and things that I'm too tired at night to actually do. So I also incorporate my morning routine in that. And if you don't have a morning routine, really think about getting one. So get up really early. If your kids are up at 6, try and get up at 5. My husband is up at 4:30. He goes to the gym. Then he obviously gets ready for work and gets Henry's lunch ready and does all that sort of stuff. I've got a good partner there, so it's great that then I can get up. I then might do some exercise, although I tend to enjoy exercise in the evening. But I'll use that time to sit and meditate. I will even go over what I need to do for the day. I will take some time to listen to a podcast maybe, or an inspirational video. I have a cup of tea by myself. It's the best time of the morning. It's so nice just before the sun rises. And I find that if I do that, I set myself up for the day. When I wake up, close to the kids, so like 5 or 10 minutes before, and then I'm sort of, running in the shower while, Mackenzie's playing and all sorts, I find that I'm chasing myself, chasing my tail throughout the day. And no one wants to be like that. So little tip, I know it's hard. It just means that you have to go to bed earlier the night before. Okay, so 2, the one thing I do is I check my emails in the afternoon. Huge game changer. I used to check my emails first thing in the morning. And if you email me, I'm not sure, not many of you are emailing me from the group, but, people know that they probably won't hear from me until, evening or later in the afternoon, because I savor those for the afternoon, because I want in the morning my energy, where I'm at my best, peak energy, peak motivation, to be time where I focus on my clients, I focus on creative work, and I focus on business development if I'm doing any. And it's really a time where I can invest all of that energy in. By the afternoon, you know what it feels like. You're sort of, ready for that sort of pick me up, and it's not the time to be doing sort of creative work. Well, it isn't for me. So I flip it on its head, and I'll do a speed run of, flashing out and rewriting and sending out emails in the afternoon, and doing some Pomodoro technique, which is, 25 minutes of focus work on emails, 5 minutes break. I don't tend to go on too much in the emails, so my emails happen really quickly. So little tip, and it's been a game changer, because it has allowed me to produce more. It's allowed me to fit more work in my day, and yeah, it's just really been something different that I've tried sort of over the last sort of 6 months or so. So and it's really helped. So hopefully that helps you as well. And that even includes sort of booking meetings in. When I'm booking meetings in, I like to do it sort of first thing in the morning. I like to say when I meet people, the earlier the better. Can you do 8:30? Can you do 9 o'clock? Like, even Sundays, I can get to people by 8 a.m. So, as soon as I can get them in the mornings, at the freshest, I do it. The third thing is, what I have been practicing over the last couple of years, and actually, to be honest with you, even the last 6 months, I've been practicing it a lot more, because I've been finding myself being a little bit derailed, is saying no more. We have this tendency to say yes to everything, and especially if you're just starting out in your business, especially if you're, really keen to get new clients on board, if you're in a product-based business, you really want to just say yes to sort of every sponsorship or, every sort of collaboration that there is out there. But at the end of the day, you've really got to sort of narrow down, your focus and what your vision is for your company, and whether, that thing that someone's sort of bringing to you is aligned, and whether it's going to help you move your business forward. That's sort of the mental sort of process that I go through now. But it doesn't mean that I don't meet people. Of course I do. Like if someone asks to catch up for a coffee, but it will just be on, within a time slot that's sort of not dedicated to, my business work. So, if I can move it to a weekend, I'm quite happy to pop out on a weekend and meet somebody, or in the evening even to meet them for a coffee or a drink or whatever it may be. So just say no more. There's an amazing book. There's an amazing book up here that I got given by a mentor of mine years ago. It's a good 5 years ago now, and it's it's The Power of the Positive No. That's what it's called, The Power of the Positive No. And I wish I could reach out on my bookshelf to grab it, but I don't want to leave the video. I might take a photograph of it and pop it in the comments below. But that book like changed something in me. It gave me more confidence on how to say no, how to reframe it without sounding like you're ungrateful, or just getting over the struggle of saying no, because it is really hard for a lot of people, and I know. So I'm going to post that actually below. I think you can still get it. I don't know where in Dubai. I ordered it from the US because I know, not the author, but somebody who knows the author. So, but incredible book, The Power of the Positive No, and just say no more. And the thing is, when you do say no, it opens up. Yeah, it opens up the opportunity for the right things, for the more abundant things to come into your life. So, don't think of it as, oh my gosh, if I say no, I'm going to lose out. No, think of it as, okay, if I say no, it's really not aligning this opportunity or whatever this thing is. I'm going to let it go. I can guarantee you that something even better, even more aligned, more fulfilling, and what is going to propel your business forward will come into your life. And this happens on a personal front as well. You can use this on a personal front. So going to 50 million birthday parties over the weekend doesn't serve me. I don't do that anymore. I just don't. Saying yes to, 5 dinners a week out with friends, I don't do that anymore. So, space it out, be selective, whatever you want to do. And if that means that you rub people up the wrong way, well, I've got comments to say on that as well, but maybe that's a video for another day. So people will support you and they'll admire you. They'll admire you for taking the courage and actually saying no. So, okay, fourth thing, multitasking is not a thing. It's not a thing. We've got this in our minds that we want to multitask. Oh, I can multitask. I can juggle. I can do this. I can do that. I'm a superwoman. There's no such thing as multitasking. There's doing everything at once, but whether you're doing everything to the 100%, capacity and putting 100% in, that's a different question. So go ahead. You can definitely multitask. You can pick up the phone while you're doing an email, but I can guarantee you one of those things is going to slip. Either you're not going to be communicating right on the phone, and potentially maybe losing a customer or a client, or you might mistakenly write something on an email that you shouldn't have written. And I think we've all done that. So please, focus. I think I said this last week when we were talking about, how to keep motivated. It's breaking down those tasks, breaking down those goals. No one can achieve, 10 goals in a month. It's just impossible. So, break it down. Actually, I used to have here a whiteboard planner. So I'm just waiting for my new ones to come in. So, if you're a visual person, I'm a huge visual person. So there are a lot of tools that you can use, and I'll talk about them in a minute, but I like to see things. So on Amazon.com, about 6 months ago, I bought these stick-on whiteboard. It's basically just a stick-on plastic whiteboard thing. It's weird, I know. And then I'd write on it with a, whiteboard marker that I could rub off, and it would go on my wall, and I could just rip it off when I didn't want it anymore, if it got too dirty and I wanted to replace it. So I used to get that on Amazon.com. They now have them on Souq.com. So I'm just in the middle of ordering some more. They should be in my office in a couple of days, and I'm going to pop that on the wall. And this is the way then I can sort of divide up different parts of my business, and I can really work out what is going on and getting a high level overview of what's going on, which really then helps me be ultra productive. Because sometimes I think that things need to be done, but they might need to be done in July, or they might need to be done at the end of June, or they're not to be done this week, and then I miss the things that are being, supposed to be going out this week, or what I'm supposed to be responding to. So they're amazing. I'll put the link actually to them in the bottom of this video as well. I'll get them off. But the other tools that you can use to keep yourself organized and productive are, Asana is for free. So asana.com, ASANA. There's Trello that I used to use Trello a couple of years ago. I don't anymore. But these are just all free tools. Your iPhone, your calendar, pop it all in there. But don't overlap things, and don't put too much in your day, because you end up not doing it, or doing it, at a lower level, that you really, want to perform. So it's really important that you stay really focused, and stay focused on one task at a time. And I know I keep going on about it, but it's so, I see it all the time, in clients and people who I work with, and, when they're focusing on too many things, they never complete anything. So keep it focused. If you're a visual person, get those whiteboard. If you like it on your phone, put it on your phone, but just put it somewhere, that you can sort of organize yourself, and this goes for sort of, organizing yourself on a day-to-day basis, making sure maybe the night before you write down what you need to do for the following day, or you can do it, sometimes I actually do it in the morning when I get up that bit earlier than the kids. So there's a lot of different options. Find what is best for you. We're not all the same. Some things may resonate with you more than others. So, and the last one, before I sign off, because I really want to do this as a quick video, is make wellness a priority. So I got really sick at the end of 2016, and my health really suffered. I contracted Epstein-Barr, which is mononucleosis, which is a horrible virus, and it reminded me actually of glandular fever. Having no energy, being drained. And it was because I did have, a baby at the time, a newborn, and I was getting back into bringing on clients in my business. But it also, my wellness and my health dropped back as a priority, which it had never done in my whole life. My whole life it's always been a priority. I don't really sort of talk about it much, but I have systemic lupus, which is an autoimmune disease, and really focusing on my health is, has been, since I've been diagnosed with that around about 10 years ago, has been a priority. But it always has been. I grew up in a family where health was a priority. So, and when it really hit me in 2016, getting severely sick, and then realizing, oh my gosh, how am I going to, get clients back on board when I can't even function and have a, it was exhausting, having telephone conversations. I would be absolutely wiped for the rest of the day. My glands were like golf balls. It was, when I lifted my neck, you could actually see them. It was horrendous. So, wellness, my health is priority. Also, it's important because if my health suffers, then, the family suffers. How am I supposed to, take care of the family, and be there for them? My husband, who takes care of himself so he can be there for us. It's my responsibility to take care of my health. So if you inject small things into your day, that provide you with some self-care, I'm not talking about pounding it out at the gym. I'm talking, maybe go for a walk if you can, if it's not boiling outside, or go to the gym and walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes, do some light yoga, go to a class. I mean, going to a class is amazing because you get to meet new people. Do some meditation, do some mindfulness practice, anything, to support your health physically, emotionally, and spiritually, whether you are a spiritual person or not. It's really sort of still taking care of your mind, it's taking care of your mind, and giving it space. Without that space, you can't create, which means obviously you can't, get creative in your business, and then your business won't flourish, and it sort of all sort of snowballs from there. So I really hope that you can sort of inject something, you know, into your day-to-day routine that can really, then you'll see it reflected in your business. I can guarantee you that. It will come through in what you're sort of putting out every day. So those are my 5 tips. I hope that you enjoyed them. I hope that they have given you just something, you know, to give you a boost of energy, you know, for this week. I would like to say that the next face-to-face meetup will be on the 11th of June, which will be Monday, the 11th of June. I'm just confirming with the guest speaker at the moment, but it's all going to be about sales. So it's going to be just to finish off just before some of you go on summer break, you know, really about how to sort of attract your customer, authentically sell to them, you know, and you know, quite a decent sort of event, that's for sure. So I'm really excited. I can't wait to sort of share more with you, which I promise I will, hopefully by the beginning of next week. But that will definitely be on the 11th of June. So hopefully you can all make it. Quite a few of you asked whether I was going to do anything over the summer. And I'm not going to do anything official, so meaning I'm not going to hold an event, you know, with a guest speaker. So what I might do though is put it into the group that if anyone wants to meet up for coffee, as there's a lot of, you know, people still here actually from me just talking to people from the last event, we can get together 100% if we want to, you know, get a table of, you know, 10 of us together and have a chat and sort of brainstorm, and I can support you within your business over the summer. You know, I am here. I'm here at the moment throughout the summer. I'll let you know if that changes. But at the moment, work-wise, but at the moment I'm here. And yes, and I hope that you enjoyed this. Please leave a comment. I'd love to know if you've got any productivity tips. Please let us know. It's not all about me. It's not all about Amelia. We really want everyone to be involved. So if you've got anything that you can share that can benefit the group and give value, I'm all for it. So until then, have an amazing evening. I'm about to rescue my kids. They're in there with the hubby who just got home. And I can't wait to see you all on the 11th. Have an amazing evening. Bye.